You can find the Climate Toolbox by directing any internet browser to climatetoolbox.org, and there you'll see this landing page where the Climate Toolbox is free for all to use. The Climate Toolbox is a collection of climate tools where the different tools show data summaries on maps, graphs, and dashboards. And you can see on this landing page here that there are at least 15 different tools in these boxes that you can open up and explore. You can get to the tools from the landing page by clicking on the blue Launch Tool buttons in each of these boxes to open a tool in the browser window, like this. The tools use different datasets, but generally they use the climate datasets produced by our group at UC Merced, which are all based on the GridMet historical climate dataset. We have gridded data over the contiguous USA for 1979 up to yesterday, forecasts for the next 4 weeks and 7 months, and future projections until the end of the century. We also have hydrology data run by the University of Washington using the VIC model, but forced with climate from GridMet, all on these same timescales. Finally, over the years, I've been scraping datasets from other producers as well, so in the tools you'll find some other datasets as well. Here's a snippet of the kind of variables that are in the tools. There's climate data, more than just temperature and precipitation. Agricultural data, where for rangelands growing degree days might be useful. Fire danger data to monitor vegetation dryness. Drought metrics across some different drought types. Hydrology data, and then some extra data sets as well. The toolbox was created to provide maps and graphs related to climate, water, fire, and agricultural decision making so that you don't need to download and process the raw data yourself to get the important information the data contains. And now the most interesting part is what you can do with the tools related to rangelands. You can view past trends in the historical data, monitor climate and drought with the real-time data, view forecasts for the next 4 weeks to 7 months, plan with future projections for the next century, and also download data. For example, you might be interested in historical climate trends for the last 40 years. You can use the Historical Climate Tracker tool to pick your location, where I've picked Moscow, Idaho, which is where I currently am. You can pick a variable, which like average minimum temperature from January to March, and then on the graph you can see a scatter plot of the annual values with a best fit line overlaid to see the trend. You can use the Climate Mapper tool to see how this year is shaping out to be either a wet year or a dry year compared to normal. You can zoom in on your region on the map and view precipitation anomaly maps for the water year since October 1st, compared to averages from the last 40 years. The colors allow you to quickly see regions that are above normal in the blue colors and below normal in the brown colors. And this could explain what you're seeing with growth patterns over the rangelands. In monitoring drought, you might check out the Historical Water Watcher tool, which allows you to look at several drought types at once, including metrics for meteorological, hydrological, ecological, and agricultural drought. You can compare these to the U.S. Drought Monitor, and as everything is calculated using the same U.S. Drought Monitor thresholds and classifications and colors. For a location here chosen, you can see a summary chart of the drought classifications over these 4 different metrics and also the drought monitor in a summary table here to see which kind of drought is having the greatest impact in your region. The Climate Mapper tool also allows you to view forecasts for the next month. Here, forecasted temperature anomalies for the next 4 weeks, where you can use these forecasts to help you to plan. And finally, you can look at future projections over different emission scenarios for lots of different variables in the Future Box Plots tool. Here we're showing the projected change in the day of the last spring freeze for Moscow, Idaho over the next century. And where we're seeing the day of last spring freeze is expected to happen earlier and earlier in the year. And you can use this to help you to plan for how a warming climate may affect your region. That concludes my presentation. For more information, I direct you to theclimatetoolbox.org, and you can always email me if you have questions. Thank you.